This video will be another tier list thanks to Cody Leech, who just released a horror, excuse me, Halloween must-watch movies tier list. So you check out his channel and give him likes and subscribes. Um, so this is the list that he made. You can go watch his video. And I thought, well, this is interesting because these are movies that are ranked for their Halloween implications for the holiday. So I thought, well, maybe I should like take a look at this. So, spooky season staple he has is like his top level. Spirited Choice is like a close second. Creeping into View is like you know, um, it has moments, but not really a staple. Couldn't Care Less is just movies that maybe are one watches and stuff like that. And Witch Please is pretty much barrel of bottom of the barrel, not barrel of the bottom. So why don't we get started here? This is again all Cody Leach's choices here, and these movies I have seen, which is scary because I have seen them all. So starting off with the I guess I'm gonna in this video I'm gonna count the two films, part chapter one and chapter two, for horror watching. Going into spooky season staple. Absolutely love these films. First chapter more so than the second chapter, and I like how they're based on the books there. To be fair, the second half of the book I'm not really a fan of with the adults there, and I kind of do that with chapter two. However, chapter two does have moments still, obviously Pennywise moments there, and the cast is really good. But the ultimate kind of climactic thing in chapter two is the same as in the book, and it's kind of like less than ideal. But anyway, it for a Halloween horror movie is definitely going to be up there. For me, The Thing, and I'm including the 2011 prequel thing, by the way, with this package, goes there. Spooky season staple. I love these monster movies. They're the best monster movies, in my opinion, that have ever come out. I love the fact that it's a kind of a mystery thrown in there, like you don't know who's the creature and who isn't. Parts of the creature can be something, it's so cool, this concept that John Carpenter came up with and the crew there for the 1982 original. And I love the fact that like the 2011 prequel and the 1982 one merged together, so you could basically watch it as like one movie, which I recommend, by the way. Um, you know, the most part in the 2011, the practical effects work. They obviously have CG parts in there that are, but still, I really love those two films. I just hope that they never remake it, but they probably will and screw it up. Um, but those are a really good Halloween staple for the year. So now we're moving on to Return of the Living Dead. Hmm. I gotta put that in Spirited Choice. It's funny, it doesn't take itself seriously. There's gory parts in it. The zombies are, the makeup is pretty crazy. You got like, of course, the Grey 45 song "Party Time" when the zombies all come out of the graveyard. That whole sequence there, and it's a fun zombie romp. But I don't think it's like, I don't know. Putting it on Halloween for me personally is like I can watch this anytime during the year. It's just one of those horror movies. So, uh, Pumpkinhead. Mm, I couldn't care less about it, to be honest. I do like the creature design, but first one, I think they made like three. I'm not sure, but it's got Lance Hendrickson in it. That much I remember. Like the creature design, but for me, for a Halloween horror movie to put on, nah, not my thing. It's I. Um, The Exorcist, I'm putting in here, Spirited Choice. Now, I'm gonna throw an Exorcist 3 in this. So with that, Exorcist 3 would be in spooky season staple for my choice. The original Exorcist would be Spirited Choice. Now, the first Exorcist, for me personally, I think like it's cool. I get why it was horrific in the day when it came out, but I find that Exorcist 3 just has more push and more punch for my liking. I love the fact that it's got a bit of mystery suspense in there. It's got twists in there, reveals, and I've watched it a bunch of times and I still love every minute of it. So the Exorcist 3 would be in the top tier, but the first Exorcist would be Inspirited Choice, only because it is a good fright of a movie to put on. For me personally, I think the first one is fine. Like the makeup on the girl, and it's a great cast and there's interest in there. But some of the well, if you're watching the director's cut, I like the added scenes they put in there, including one that involves a stairway. But I like Exorcist 3 more. It's just one of those things, right? Oh, which one was this? I don't know what that one is. I'd have to go back and look at Cody Leech's video. I'm gonna leave that one because I don't know what it is. Moving on. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm gonna put it in creeping into view. It's goofy, it's silly, it's a very B movie. You can kind of watch it on YouTube. I think that one is a playlist where they separate the movie into like 6 or 7 minute intervals. It's not a movie I would watch yearly kind of thing. It's just one of those moods that you want something dumb and goofy for a horror movie. That'd be what this is. But it's for me, it's not a Halloween scare of an entertainment package for me. It is what it is. Moving on. Pet Cemetery is the first one for me. It's going into spooky season staple. That is the only horror movie that I've ever watched, and I've read the book that I can't watch. I don't know what it is. It's the content, maybe, the characters, the way the movie was done, the way elements in the book are. I mean, I get creeped out just thinking about Zelda, the character, the sister of the one of the main characters in there. Oh man, like it's just when you see her in those scenes, I'm like creeped out. There's like all these elements in there that are just insane. The ending, the crazy. Just thinking about it is like, bleh. I don't know what it is about that film, but that's like a Halloween staple. Why I'm not watching it. It's just one of those horror films. The only horror film that, in my opinion, that like I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it if someone wants to see it, but I'm like, that one's just like elements in there. I don't know what about it is. Maybe it's the the concept of death coming back for you, perhaps. That's oh yeah. um Idle Hands couldn't scare less. It's funny, but it's not a Halloween movie for me. Um That's not a movie that I would rewatch like a lot. If it's around or someone puts it on, sure, but it's not a movie that I'm like I kind of met on. Um, Seth Green's in it, from the Family Guy thing. He plays voices Chris, but it's like, eh, one of those movies that I'm kind of like, I get the concept and there's moments, but it's not. It's just not for me. Paranormal Activity, I hate. I hate them all. All the ones I watched. I think I watched like three of them, and I was like done. The first one has concept there, but is ruined by the theatrical ending compared to the alternative ending, which I thought worked a lot better. And that should have been it. But of course, it made money, so they had to make more of those stupid things. Plus, I'm not a big found footage fan, and in Cody Leech in his video, he's also not a found footage fan. Fair enough. They're a unique kind of film. You either like them or you won't. And I don't care for them. I will say that Paranormal Activity 1 is one of the more unique ones that had moments. It does have moments, but it's not enough by its ending ruining it. And I've had horror movies. I've had movies where the movie's good all the way through, and then it gets to that ending and it ruins it for the whole entire movie. It's just one of those things. But yeah, that's where that's going. The Conjuring, yeah, that's going at the top. I'm gonna say the main Conjuring films. They're gonna go there. Spooky season staple. The whole series is fantastic. I love the characters. I love the writing, the all that stuff. Um, the side ones of Annabelle and the Nun and stuff, they're not really my thing. I do think they're schlock. They're schlocky films. I haven't watched all of them, like Annabelle Creation. I still have to see. I heard that one's like the best one from those, but whatever. Um, but the Nun, I love the Valak character, and they could have went so they went they could have went a lot better than they did for those two films. Um, but the characters, unfortunately, and the characters in those side films are just like meh. Where you have the main Conjuring films, and they're better written, they're better, more intriguing, and I love the fact that like there's so much build up and suspense in these Conjuring films. It's a great Halloween staple. The whole series there for the main Conjuring films. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is going to go. Couldn't scare less. It's funny, and I have watched black and white films and stuff. They are hilarious, but it's not a Halloween thing. It has Halloween elements in there, but for me, it's not a movie I would watch at Halloween. I haven't watched that movie in probably 10 years or something. Um, yeah, there's not much more to say. Like it's kind of like the black and white Dracula, the black and white werewolf. I haven't watched those in years. They're good. I would put those in the Halloween staples if they were on this list. The original Dracula, the original Wolfman, I think they're solid. They Hounded the Baskervilles. Um, Most of Vincent Price's kind of black and white color, uh, Technicolor films, like the Raven and stuff, those would go up there in high ranking if they're on here. Like I feel that those are solid Halloween films. So The Witch, I gotta put that in Creeping into View. And I agree with Cody Leech on this one in his video. It's a film that's a one watch film. Once you've seen it and know what goes on, there's not really a point to return to it. It's a slow burn film. It is good. It is well acted, very interesting, suspenseful. But once it's kind of like the cat is off the bag, the twist and all, that's it. You don't really need to revisit it. And that's my opinion on The Witch. Good film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. You may differ in your opinion about it, but it's a one watch film and it's not something, it's a Halloween horror movie for sure, but that's why it's going creeping into view. It's just not enough there to be a rewatchable movie during Halloween for me. Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, I'm putting this as spooky season staple. 1 and 3. I almost spent two. give, give everybody the finger there. Oh, whoops. Uh, the first Nightmare on Elm Street there, that is the one that's spooky season staple. It's still a very good original film. The first introduction to Freddy, it's gory, it's scary, it's creepy, well shot. It still holds up for me. Johnny Depp's in there, of course, but it just is an eerie film. If you have not seen it, I don't know, people living under a rock or never heard of Freddy Krueger before, I recommend it. It's one of those old horror films that still holds up. It's just gross and I remember like the one particular scene with bugs and snakes, but as far as the rest of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, I would throw in part 3 as the other one there. And the rest of the films in that franchise, take it or leave it. Especially anything after part 4. Uh, those weren't great. Freddy vs. Jason, I would have in Spirited Circle. It's fun, entertaining, it's funny. It doesn't take itself seriously. There's some cool kills in it. The characters themselves are forgettable, but it's schlocky fun. I would put that in Spirited Choice. But the original Nightmare on Elm Street film gotta be up there. One of the better slasher films, of course. The Crow, I couldn't care less. Couldn't scare less in this case. It's fine, but it's to me, it's not. It's a during the year movie, and it's not one that I rewatch. Brandon Lee's unfortunately like he died on filming that movie there, and I he could have been making more films, but unfortunately it yeah didn't happen. But he's good in it. Uh, solid protagonist, but I wasn't huge on it. Like it's fine, like but it's not for me a Halloween film to throw on every year. So yeah, Beetlejuice is going up in the top for me. Love that film, the original. Uh, Michael Keaton is great as Beetlejuice. I love the kooky characters in it. Winona Ryder is in there. So I think that's the first film I ever really kind of saw her in, other than maybe Heathers. I think she's in Heathers. But Beetlejuice is great. It's a I wouldn't say it's like a family friendly horror comedy because there are elements of scares in it. Like I would say wait until your kid's a little older. But it's definitely a if you don't want like be scared shitless, it's one of those films you want to throw on to have a good time. For the Halloween theme of it. So House of a Thousand Corpses, I don't like Rob Zombie films. Pure and simple. It's going on the bottom. Don't like them. They're nothing but gore fests, and the characters are stupid. And I'm being blunt about it. I don't like his films, so it's going in the bottom. Uh, that one I actually haven't seen. That one there, so I'm gonna leave it. Halloween. Well, come on, the original 1978 Halloween. Um, I have not watched a Halloween movie in a long time. Only because I watched the hell out of them when I was younger. 1, 2, and 4 are the only ones that I will watch or rewatch. So I'm gonna put those in kind of like the one category right there. it's Halloween. You got Michael Myers doing his thing. Jamie Lee Curtis in the first two, and then Danielle Harris playing the niece in the fourth one. I love the fourth one. I disagree with Cody Leach on the mask. I love the mask in four. It makes him look like death. I admit that the mask is too clean, but I love the fact that the eyes are kind of meshed out and he looks like death. I love the way George P. Wilbur walks and moves with this Michael in that one. I thought it was great. And then that fantastic ending in part four, but then they screwed it up going in the sequels there is unforgivable. But one, two, and four are great, for my opinion, and I'll put those on every year, uh, marathon it. So Trick or Treat, that's going in the top there. I love that film too. Very unique anthology movie. Usually anthology movies they're kind of meh, but this one was great. It kind of surrounds this little character that carries like candy with him, has a pumpkin mask on and all that. I can't remember what they name him, but it's eerie, it's creepy, it's got comedy in it, it's got some like fantastic like monster visuals, um, and it's Halloween themed. I mean, how could you not watch that? In fact, I watched that for the first time at a friend's house on a Halloween night after we did like our his haunted garage, which was a cool wrap up to the night there. Um, so yeah, Trick or Treat is great. Lost Boys, mm, Spirited Choice, great film, funny, great characters. The vampire angle is great. It's a teenage vampire movie and one of the best that was ever made. Um, Keith Sutherland playing the villainous vampire. Can't remember his character name, but like it's great. You got Corey Aim, Corey Feldman. Um, Great movie. I remember watching it for the first time with my parents, I believe it was, and the famous line in that "Death by Stereo." I mean, it's an entertaining package of a film. Yeah, what can you say about The Lost Boys? If you have not seen it, check it out. Don't watch the sequels; they're trash. Just saying, never should have been made. Okay, the Scooby Doo one I have not seen, so we're leaving it there. There are a couple here I haven't seen. I really don't know what this first one is, but whatever. Sixth Sense, couldn't care less. Couldn't scare less. It's like The Witch, okay? Where it's one watch, once, things get revealed in the film, it really doesn't merit another watch. But I thought it was fine. Bruce Willis is the best part of the film. But, when the concept is kind of revealed, I picked up on it very early. So I guess I spoiled myself for the reveal at the end. But I'm like, meh, meh on it. I liked Stir of Echoes a lot better with Kevin Bacon. It came out, I believe, the same year. Um, I like that one better because you have Kevin Bacon's character and that Stir of Echoes one would go into Spirited Choice, by the way, but it's not on the list. Where Kevin Bacon's character, he's a father, and one night, gathering with friends, they hypnotize him or whatever, and then when he comes to, he basically has communication with this spirit that is a murder case, and he's trying to reveal what happened, and that's great. Like I love the suspense in that, the twist in there. That is far better than Sixth Sense. I know a lot of people like Sixth Sense, but I thought it was meh. So there you have it. Silence of the Lambs, creeping into view. Nope, creeping into view. Hannibal Lecter, but for me, it's not a Halloween movie. For me, it's a during the year movie. Great film, great cast, fantastic film. but it's not a Halloween staple for me. Hannibal Lecter, of course, is like a very cool character. I read the books, fantastic. The books are better, but the Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon, the remake of Red Dragon, which was Manhunter, by the way, fantastic films. Hannibal, excuse me while I blow my nose off screen. Apologize. I always have to do that during my videos. Hannibal is entertaining, but it's not great of a film. And the more and more I watch it, it's kind of like less and less appealing. There are moments in there that are cool, like I'm not going to spoil it, but there are moments in it in Hannibal, but it's meh. But Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon are great. I would watch Red Dragon and then Silence of the Lambs because Red Dragon's a prequel if you're going in chronological order. So, what is it? The 2018 Halloween? I'm gonna make that like this called a trilogy. I couldn't scare less about the trilogy. I thought that the concept was really cool, bringing back the team, bringing back essentially a team from the original 1978 Halloween. The concept of this series taking place after original 1978 Halloween, I thought was a really cool concept. Um, each movie in this trilogy, Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, got worse. It wasn't. Michael was cool, but the fact that they have him maskless right off the bat pisses me off. I don't like Michael Myers maskless. I like the mystique of him with the mask on. Okay. I will give Rob Zombie's Halloween one credit where they were showing Michael young and kind of his metamorphosis into the silent killer. Okay. Moments in there. Moments. I'll give that where it's a little bit of credit there, but overall, the remake of Halloween, I hated. But anyway, but this trilogy of Halloween films, no, not for me. I liked the first one in it. It had moments over all the other ones, but as a whole, I couldn't scare less, and it's not a trilogy that I care to rewatch. Um, too bad because I thought the concept was really cool, and then it got dumb. Especially by Halloween Ends, I hated that one the most. Kills is pretty bad too, but Halloween Ends was fucking terrible. Anyway, moving on. Scream. I'm not a Scream fan. Ghostface, cool, but I've never been a Scream fan, so it goes there. I know a lot of people like the Scream movies. Sure, I get it why, but never been a Scream fan. Um, so I gotta say, Hocus Pocus 2, I never watched, so we're leaving that there. Alien, I'm gonna put in Creeping into View. Not a Halloween movie, that's an all year round movie. Very good film. Alien and Aliens and Alien Romulus are the films that I consider a trilogy right there. Some people don't like Alien Romulus, but whatever. But they're not Halloween films for me. Um, Sci-fi movies are not really Halloween films for me. They're during the year kind of films, and yeah, I'll watch Alien Aliens and Alien Romulus once a year. You know, but they're not Halloween films for me. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Okay, let's go on in which, please. I like Michael Keaton back. He was the best part of Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, but I hated the characters in it. And the story it just went nowhere. And this whole point of Beetlejuice's wife and all went nowhere. They set it up, but it went nowhere. William Dafoe is good in it, but like it just was such a disappointing film. It could have been hell of a lot better than it turned out to be. I really don't care if they make a third one, to be honest. Jenna Ortega is perfect in that movie role there, but like Death of a Unicorn, she's like the also one of the better parts of the film. But they couldn't save it. Michael Keaton couldn't save it. Jenna Ortega couldn't save it. It just was such a disappointing film for me. It's going in the bottom. Casper, uh, I'll put in Creeping into View. I get that it's a Halloween concept with a ghost and all that stuff, but it's just not a film that I want to throw on. I saw it twice, maybe in my lifetime. It's just I never even watched a cartoon that much, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. It is cute, like it has moments. It's a kind of a kid film. There's some elements in there. I'd say like older kids can watch it, but for me, it's meh. Trolling the Corn is going into which, please. I don't like those films. They're shit. I mean, straight up with you. I take the first three, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Um, even the book, I I don't even know if I finished reading it all because I was just bored out of my mind. Okay, you got these kids, you got a cornfield, you got adults getting smoked. Whoopee. It's Linda Hamilton's in the first one, and I think that was the only one she was in, from what I remember. It's just a stupid concept. Not a fan. Don't care. Goes into the bottom. Donnie Darko is going and creeping into view. Not a Halloween film for me, but a really good film otherwise. The director's cut has some interesting scenes. There is an alternate ending, but I believe you can watch it on YouTube, the alternate ending, but I'm not sure at the top of my head. I believe it's on there. Um, it's good movie, but not a Halloween movie. It's a once in a while watch. Um, it is a depressing film if you think about it. But yeah, it's gonna go creeping into view. Friday the 13th, I'm gonna put that as a series. It's my favorite with Jason Voorhees. Um, I'm putting a creeping into view, and I'll tell you why. And again, I'm putting this as kind of a series, 1 to 8. Don't count 9 or 10 because they're garbage. And I'm throwing in Freddy versus Jason in that mix. Okay. Um, I've seen all of the films except 9 and 10 multiple times, multiple years, and I'm bored of it. I overwatch them because, like just that's the way it is. They're on marathon at Halloween on I think on the Scream Network all the time, every Halloween, every October. I don't know about now, but I remember it being the case. Um, Overdone, overplayed. I love my man Jason, but I've been taking a long break from that series. I think the last time I watched any Friday 13th film was Friday 13th, 2009, a couple of years ago. I still think that one's really good. And the last really good one, if I had to pick my favorites, it'd be 6, 7, and the 2009 films. Like, but I'm bored of it. It'd be cool to see a new movie. I know they just wrapped up the Crystal Lake show, but I'm not interested really in that because it's like, what story do you have other than the Ellis father character that will show up? But for the Nightmare on Elm Street has probably the most story out of the slasher ones, Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers. To be honest, if they did a Halloween show, I wouldn't care for that either. There's not really enough to grant a show. Jason is a movie villain, and so he should be on the big screen. Now my throat's drying up. Man. All right, moving on. Blair Witch Project, don't care. Found footage movie, it's stupid. Um, I watched all of them. I watched Blair Witch 2, and then the no, it wasn't a remake. It came out years ago. Um, it was just called Blair Witch, I think. That one was actually the best of the three, if I'm being honest. It was funny and dumb, but overall, they're movies that I don't really care about. Again, found footage, the dumbass characters, whatever. Halloween 4 is going at the top. I included that in my chat with about Halloween, so uh, that's where that's going. Psycho. Hmm, the original. Yeah, it's a staple. I would put Psycho 2 in there. I really like Psycho 2. In fact, I just rewatched that probably months ago, and I'm like, wow, this is actually better than I remember it. The rest of the Psycho movies, I think 3 and 4 are just trash to me. But Psycho 1 and I'll throw in Psycho 2 are staples for Halloween. The classic shower scene in the original Psycho. Don't bother with the remake. It's just a shot for shot with Vince Vaughn, who I think is like a poor casting choice to be uh what's the character's name? Norman Bates. There is a TV show that did come out. I think it lasted 4 or 5 seasons, if I recall. I didn't care to watch it, but like I heard it's good, so maybe check that out. But Psycho as a film, I think, is a decent Hollywood staple. Fright Night. Yeah, spirited choice. I love the original Fright Night. I think it's awesome. Funny, interesting. Creature effects are great. It's it's got vampire in it. um, but it's not. It doesn't reach top tier for me. But Fright Night is definitely a secondary choice. If you want kind of a different kind of vampire movie, the practical effects are great, except for one part where there's something walking up the stairs and it's kind of kooky. But other than that, I think the creature effects are great. I think I mentioned that 20 times. But yeah, that's going in there. Insidious is going at the top, and this is as a whole. I don't like the fifth film. Um, not a fan of it. But the first four, they're great. I think I mentioned in the previous review of them is I like 3, 4, then 1 and 2. I think that's how I put it in order. Part 3 is a prequel. Part 3 and 4 are prequels to the original Insidious, which is fine. But if you're watching them in that order, that's, I believe, the order you're supposed to. Well, I'll Google that to be sure. But I think they should be watched in chronological order. It made it for me. I liked watching them in that way. But Insidious as a whole, as a series, I think is a good Halloween, marathon that you could do. Arachnophobia. Creeping into View. It's a good film. Spiders, funny characters. John Goodman's the exterminator. He's hilarious. The film doesn't really take itself seriously, has really good spider effects, even holds up today. But it's not a Halloween film, it's an all year film. I think it's a good summer film. Actually, I would agree with Cody Leach on Friday 13th with his comments. Friday 13th is a summer horror series because it's in a camp, it's in the forest. Anyway, Arachnophobia goes there. It's It's an all year round movie there. Little Monsters. Eh, it was fine. It's Howie Mandel's really funny in it. It's an old film that even I forgot about. Uh, Fred Savage, I believe, is the kid's name in it, and yeah, it's it's kind of like for me, it's one of those like horror kid movies that I really don't give a shit about. To be honest, it goes there. Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead will be a Halloween movie to watch, especially if you haven't seen it before. It's gory, it's creepy, it's horror elements in there. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, I would put in Spirited Choice. They're more comedic um, films there. And then Evil Dead Rises would go into the season staple. That movie surprised me, and I think it's probably the creepiest out of all four of them. I heard they're making another one. Um, but yeah, Evil Dead Rises would go there. So that's that. Ghostbusters. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the staple. It's got ghosts. It's a comedy. Their visual effects, for the most part, hold up. You got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's a good kind of family film. I mean, there are elements in there that are adult a bit, but overall, I think it's a good kind of horror comedy film that the whole family can watch at some point. I'm putting like all the Ghostbuster movies in that category. They're entertaining. The Frozen Empire was not great, but still I enjoyed it. Ghostbusters Afterlife is fantastic. The only film in that whole franchise that I don't believe should be in there is that 2016 Ghostbusters with Melissa McCarthy. That movie's fucking garbage. It it could have been great, okay, with all those actresses. It could have been fantastic, but the writing was terrible. The plot is stupid. Um, they mock the original cast of the Ghostbusters, saying, "I mean, what the hell, man?" Uh, yeah, stay away from that one. But Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, check those out. You could even put them on as a marathon there. They're fun films. I mean, Frozen Empire, yeah, wasn't the greatest, but it still is entertaining enough and funny enough to be up there. Oh, that's The Purge. I couldn't care less, couldn't care less about the Purge movies. There was only one entertaining one, and I think it was the last one, the Western sort of one. But I don't care. They're not. It's not movies I revisit. There, yeah. Changeling, Spirited Choice. um, It's it's worth checking out. It's different. Um, yeah, I'm not spoiling anything for that one. Go watch it. Nightmare Before uh, Christmas, right? Mm, yeah, put that up there. Um, it's it's like Beetlejuice. It's a comedy animated. Well, this one's animated. Weird. If you don't mind weird kind of Tim Burton horror stuff, that'd be a Halloween staple. Uh, I would throw Caroline in there as well. It's the same kind of animation. I thought that was a really interesting film as well. They're very the animation of those films is very different than most. Um, but yeah, I put that there. How's that one? Is that Malevolent. Yeah, I watched that once. Don't care for it. Uh, I don't know what movie that is. I'd have to like rewatch his films. I think that's one of the ones I didn't see. Poltergeist. I'm gonna put Poltergeist at the top. Poltergeist and maybe Poltergeist 2. The third one is trash. Don't bother with that one. And the remake, don't bother with that one. But the original Poltergeist is a movie I think that you can get your kids into horror films if they like horror. Uh, it's a family film. Obviously, you watch it with your kids when they're older a bit. It's still a fantastic movie. Great characters. Steven Spielberg. The presentation is great. There's lots of crazy stuff in there. There is a flesh ripping scene, but that's probably the grossest part of the whole film. But yeah, it's solid. It's a Halloween horror movie with ghosts. If you're gonna watch any of the those Poltergeist movies, the first one is the best. Poltergeist 2 you could throw on. It's not as good, but the preacher character in that one always creeps me out. Uh, so yeah. Uh, there's a couple here I had not watched, to be honest. Um, can't read the titles. Yeah, these I have not seen. Whether or not I'll watch them or not remains to be seen. Out of these, I think I would just throw on. I'd watch Hocus Pocus 2 because I did see the first one, which is on this list. The Craft, didn't care for it. It's going into Witch Please. I get the concept and everything, but it's a movie that I kind of like one and done. Not for me. Uh, Not sure. Can't read the title of that one. I don't believe that's one of the ones I saw. I'm skipping over some of these here just because either I can't read them or I haven't seen them. Halloween 3, The Season of the Witch. Um, in my conversation about the Halloween films, yeah, that's one of the ones that doesn't have Michael Myers in it, which I didn't mention. I've warmed up to it a little bit more over the years, but it's one of those secondary choices during the Halloween season. It's a standalone film. They could have just called it Season of the Witch. It has moments in it. There's some goofiness in it. Um, that the creepiest part in that film, though, is the room with the couple and their kid. That scene, every time I see it, just creeps me out. You'll know it when you get to it if you haven't seen it. Okay, so the Halloween remake is going at the bottom. I've already said what I said about it. I don't like the Rob Zombie stuff. Rosemary's Baby. Ooh, I have not watched that in a long time, but um, secondary choice for Halloween film. It's slow paced from what I remember and creepy and all that. I like The Witch and like Sixth Sense. It is kind of an honestly a one watch, but I think The Rosemary's Baby is better than those two films. To be honest, um, so it's going to go there. The original Night of the Living Dead. I'll put in Creeping into View. Um, it's one of its kind, really. Uh, like it's the first black and white zombie movie I think that obviously got noticed for its content. Characters are interesting. They're all kind of stuck in this house. His daddies are out there, and yeah, it's not a Halloween movie for me. It's an all year round kind of movie for me. One you throw on. Uh, so did not see that Adam Sandler movie. The original Hocus Pocus I did see. I think it's a spirited choice. It's funny. It's decent enough. I'm not sure if I remember if it's like entirely for kids, but I think it's along the lines of kind of like Beetlejuice from what I remember in that tone of horror comedy deal. But I thought the cast was fine. Uh, I really have to watch the second one to see, what that's like. But the first one there, it's good enough to be in the second ranking. Did not see that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like any of those. I'm not a fan of Leatherface. I've said it probably a bunch of times. I don't like the concept. I think it's dumb. Uh, much like, the wrong turn stuff. It's just the hillbilly nonsense there, and it's stupid to me. Uh, Hellraiser. Mm, I'm gonna put it in couldn't scare less. The first one and I guess the newest one that came out a couple of years ago were decent enough. In fact, I probably would say that the newest one, Hellraiser, a few years ago, uh, was the best one. Um, but despite the interesting creature designs and Pinhead, it's not a series that I really care about. Uh, it's not that the concepts aren't cool, which they are. It's just not really that interested. They never really, even as a youngster watching these, um, creepy, but yeah, The Shining. Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna put Creeping into View. It's a slow burn film. It's good. The character cast is really good. There's a lot of creepy moments in there. Um, I would have to say, honestly, it's like The Witch for me. Like, good movie, but it's a one shot deal for me. Jack Nicholson is great in it, but I would rather watch Doctor Sleep more over the original Shining. Um, just that feeling, I guess. Thinking of The Shining reminds me of that Simpsons Halloween horror episode where they made fun of it. I love that stuff. Like that. That's my favorite Halloween horror that the Simpsons ever done. You got the shitting. You mean the Shining? Shh! You want to get sued? Love it. Trick or treat. Oh no, not for me. I get the concept of the rock and roll star coming alive. He played a record backwards. I didn't care for it. Whatever. Uh, yeah, I can't see a remake being any good either. I was just thinking if they remade it because they remake everything, right? 13 Ghosts. Mm, it's creeping into view. It has moments. Not a Halloween movie for me, but it's throughout the year type of horror movie. It had moments. Um, I think the craziest moment in there involves like one of the sliding glass doors. That's crazy, that part. Creature designs are interesting. Um, hell of a climax from what I remember. Yeah, it's gonna go there. What's this? I haven't seen that. Scariest stories to tell. Ooh, I can't wait for the sequel of that. That's going in the top. For me, it's very interesting. The creature design's really cool. Um, yeah, I actually just watched that not too long ago. It's still cool. Very cool movie about these tales that come alive that kind of um, affect certain characters and the that short story and these creatures are kind of like doing their thing. That's cool. Ginger snaps. Hmm. Couldn't scare less, to be honest. Sorry, I gotta move myself here and that is right out of the room. Ginger snap snaps the series. I think there are three of them. I think there were three of them. There was a prequel, from what I recall. It's there. Um, Not a film series that I revisit. Uh, I'm surprised Underworld's not on here. That's also make me think of werewolves. Yeah, Ginger Snaps was fine, but I really could care less about that series. Didn't see the web movie of the Art the Clown there. I recognize that. Stop. I have to do this during my video every time. It's annoying. Terrifier, I'm not a fan of, so it's going to go there. I'm not going to go. I've ad nauseum why I don't like it. I'll put that there too. Uh, these I have not seen. VHS movies I actually have not seen, so I'm not going to rank those. I heard they're gory as hell and whatnot, but there's a couple of ones on here. Um, Underworld series. It's I wouldn't say it's Halloween worthy, but it's definitely it would be creeping into view because I really like the prequel and the original, and then the Revelations. I think it was Revelations. The ones after that were shit, like 4 and 5. But the first three are fantastic films, vampire, werewolf kind of stuff with action and of course, Selena Kyle is the character is sexy. Kate Beckinsale, man, what can I say? Like she's good looking. In a tight suit. I'm a guy. I mean, can't give credit where sexiness is due, right? But I love the lore in it. It's really cool. Let me try to think here. Oh, right. That's Child's Play. I just thought of that. This is Child's Play. Chucky. Okay, the poster. Uh, that's going into Spirited Choice. I thought this was some other film, like I'm thinking of the poster. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the poster is basically like the woman falling from the apartment building, and Chucky's kind of half faces on there. The original poster, like his eyeball. Child's Play, the Chucky films, they're Spirited Choice. I love the animatronics in there. I will say that Child's Play 1, 2, and 3 are probably your best for comedy. Bride of Chucky, I actually would put that in season staple. I love that one. That's probably my favorite kind of like non-serious Child's Play movie of all time. Seed of Chucky was had moments, and then I think the final two were there. But yeah, Child's Play franchise goes there. Spirit of Choice. Like, if you don't mind goofy kind of, as the series goes along, kind of goofiness, and you like animatronic puppets, that's your bag. Chucky's a staple. I just want to make sure it's like some of these. Yeah, I'd have to go back and Cody Leech's video to look at some of these, but I don't recognize the posters. I'm just gonna pull that there. Not a Terrifier fan, but just I saw all three, which is funny. Watched all three. The gory as hell. I say that Art the Clown is a creepy look. The actor that does the role, gotta give it to him. Like, he is creepy, but I don't care for them. Really don't. I know Scooby Doo I didn't watch. Hocus Pocus 2 I didn't watch. I don't know what this one is. Uh, yeah, I think these I have not seen. What I want, the only one here from the list maybe is Scooby Doo and Hocus Pocus 2. I think this might be Hereditary. I saw that like once. I'm not gonna put that up there if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, that's kind of my ranking there. Some of them, a lot of them I haven't seen actually, and you know, but that's my horror movie ranking right there. What would be my favorite Halloween film as of today? Um, hmm, the Thing. I know I watched that all year. I could watch it all year, but I still love the original 1982 The Thing. It's my favorite. Up there, it's kind of like creature feature. Exorcist 3 would be definitely at the top tier as this movie by itself. Um, Comedy wise, I'd say Ghostbusters, all of them except for the Melissa McCarthy one, as mentioned. They're all entertaining, fun. Um, Evil Dead, I've watched those at nauseum, so I would watch the Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, of course. I did watch the Ash versus Evil Dead TV show, the 3 seasons they had, and it was enough, and I think they should just leave it. Probably going to remake well, they did remake Evil Dead, which I saw that one was crap, but yeah, Bruce Campbell's Ash. I mean, yeah, that's my tier list. A little bit of a long one. These are ones I haven't seen, as mentioned. But I think this one's Hereditary, but I could be wrong. But we're near Halloween, so near Happy Halloween to everybody out there. Let me know in the comments what your top Halloween movie is to play every year. Is it a comedy? Is it a serious movie? Like and subscribe. We'll check you in the next video.